The sun is shining, the temperatures are going up, spring is just around the corner, and we all know what that means. Today we are gonna be talking about the spring 2025 fashion trends. When spring arrives, it's probably the happiest moment of the year. We finally leave the cold temperatures and winter back, and we enter in the blossom and colorful world of spring and summer. So I feel like this is the most anticipated and welcomed moment of the year. Everyone is so excited for spring and summer to arrive, to store your coats away and bring back your dresses, your skirts, your bikinis. And this 2025 we have a ton of beautiful trends that I personally cannot wait to jump on. So without further ado, let's get started. When I do this kind of videos, I usually just start talking about the trends, but for this one, I'm gonna categorize the trends and divide the video. So the first category will be colors and patterns. It is the year for the huge comeback of pastel colors, and the biggest trend that we are gonna see for this spring is gonna be Ballet yellow. This is quite a new color for fashion, and this 2025 and this spring and summer season is gonna be everywhere. We are gonna see a ton of dresses in this color, both cottony fabrics and linen fabrics. Also a ton of matching sets as well in linen or cotton, a bunch of different tops. It could be t-shirts, vests, shirts, striped shirts, jumpers as well. We are gonna see a ton of knits in this Ballet yellow color. Of course, pants, striped pants, and also regular pants. I'm also seeing shoes and some bags in this color as well. So just anything that you can imagine in this color is gonna be everywhere for the spring and summer. I personally love this color. I'm already planning to jump on this trend because I actually really love it. Probably my favorite are the matching sets and the dresses. The next color is green. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about pistachio green, but honestly I'm seeing green in any shade. In pistachio green, in khaki green, in military green, or more of a darker green. Green is gonna be huge, and I think that this is a color that is definitely gonna continue for fall and winter. For the spring we are gonna see a lot of jackets, a lot of trench coats, knits as well, maybe some pants. I've seen a couple of pants in this color, and for the end of spring, beginning of summer, we are also gonna see dresses in this color. Powder pink is the other pastel color that is gonna be everywhere. This is a color that I actually started seeing last spring and summer, and I actually did mention this color last year, but this year is gonna be even bigger. For this spring we are gonna see a lot of dresses, a lot of cardigans or knits, definitely t-shirts or shirts, matching sets. I love this color. If you couldn't tell already, I'm wearing a cardigan in this color. I absolutely love it. It is so girly, so cute, and in my opinion I think it's perfect for spring. It just brings this pop of color that I feel like all of us need right now because we are leaving winter behind. Then navy. Navy was such a big color for this past fall and winter, and it's still gonna be such a big color. A lot of people think that this kind of darker colors are more suitable for fall and winter, but I do have to disagree. I think that navy, we're gonna see a ton of dresses in navy, a ton of knits, a ton of t-shirts, also a lot of accessories, hats. I feel like we are gonna see a ton of navy hats. This is a great color for those who don't love pastel colors or light colors, and this year navy is gonna be the new black. Kind of happens the same with brown and burgundy. Brown and burgundy were such big colors for last year and specifically for fall and winter, but both these colors are still gonna be super trendy for this spring. As well as with navy, we are gonna see a ton of brown dresses and burgundy dresses. I think that brown we are gonna see more in jackets, in dresses, in pants, and burgundy we're probably gonna see more in accessories like bags, shoes, etc. But also dresses in burgundy I think that are also gonna be really popular, or matching sets, even pants. Yeah, both these colors are gonna be super trendy for spring. Next I wanted to talk about pattern mixing. We are seeing an increase on the maximalist aesthetic, and the pattern mixing, mix and match, and bold patterns are gonna be so popular for this spring, and I definitely think that this is a trend that will continue for summer. We are kind of tired of sticking to a box and of this really minimal and classy aesthetic, and now we are going for a really maximalist and over-the-top aesthetic, but keeping it classy and cute. Stripes are gonna be the main pattern that we are gonna see this spring, and we are gonna see a lot of stripes on stripes. As I said, a lot of pattern mixing, bold patterns. I personally love this trend. As much as I love a minimalist aesthetic and an old money, quite luxury luxury aesthetic. I was growing a little bit tired of it, and I also love to just play with colors, play with patterns, and I feel like everyone kind of feels the same. Jumping to the next category, we are gonna be talking about aesthetics, because this 2025 and also for spring, we are gonna see a ton of different aesthetics. The first one is the nautical aesthetic. This aesthetic is all about stripes, all about the polos. We are gonna see polos non-stop this year. It's actually gonna be kind of crazy how trendy polos and striped polos are gonna be this season. Also the boat shoes, striped shirts, raffia bags, hats, scarves. In my opinion, this trend is kind of a little sister from the quiet luxury aesthetic, but bringing it more into kind of a preppier style and funner style. I feel like the quiet luxury was really simple and really quiet, but this nautical aesthetic is just a little bit more fun, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more out there, but keeps some characteristics of the quiet luxury aesthetic because it's really chic, really classy, really elegant, but at the same time it's just more relaxed and a little bit more fun. Next aesthetic is the preppy style. This aesthetic is all about blazers, fitted blazers, structured blazers, cardigans. We are gonna see a ton of cardigans in the colors that I just mentioned. I'm also seeing a comeback of v-neck knits, chunky knits, also pleated skirts, shirts, and also brands like Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Burberry are gonna have a little bit of a comeback with this aesthetic. Next is the Fisherman aesthetic. I'm sure that you have seen this aesthetic already, but this spring and also this summer is gonna be huge. We are gonna see a ton of hunter boot. Is definitely the comeback of the hunter boot, the worker jacket, and also this windbreaker jackets, the Fisherman sandals. And this aesthetic is kind of similar to the nautical aesthetic and in some points kind of merges. The biggest difference for me is that the nautical aesthetic is way more classy and chic, and this Fisherman aesthetic is way more relaxed, way more countryside girl or farmer girl. It's an aesthetic that is actually perfect for those who live in the countryside. Another big aesthetic for this spring is gonna be boho chic. This is an aesthetic that we have been seeing for this couple years a little bit, but for this spring and this summer, it's gonna be super big. We are gonna see a ton of long skirts, a ton of flowy fabrics, a lot of lace, a lot of cutesy tops. This is a trend that is perfect in my opinion for late spring and summer. I personally love it. You guys know I love my maxi skirts. It's probably my favorite bottom, and when the warmer months arrive, I cannot wait to start wearing my maxi skirts. Another big aesthetic is the Western core aesthetic. This aesthetic is all about the cowhide print. It is the only animal print that we are gonna see and that it's gonna be trendy. Of course, we are gonna still see some leopard and any other animal print, but the cowhide is gonna be super trendy. Then also studs in shoes, in belts, a lot of denim, and of course denim on denim, a lot of belts and statement belts, of course cowboy boots and cowboy hats. I have mentioned before that I think that this aesthetic started thanks to Bella Hadid, but there were some people that mentioned that probably Beyonce also started this trend, which could be definitely possible. I don't know what was first, the kitchen or the egg. You tell me. I don't know who started with this Western vibe first, Bella Hadid or Beyonce. Probably Beyonce, I'm not sure. But definitely both Beyonce and Bella Hadid played a big role of making this aesthetic this popular. Moving on to the next category, I'm gonna talk about fabrics and shapes and kind of specific pieces of clothing that do not fit in any of the colors or any of the aesthetics I just talked about. First are the draping and flowing fabrics. We saw a ton of dresses with this draping flowing fabrics on the runway in many different colors, specifically with the trendy colors that I talked about at the beginning, and it is kind of difficult to predict how this trend is gonna translate to streetwear, but I think that we are gonna see it the most with dresses, probably also with skirts and tops, maybe matching sets as well. But for streetwear, we are definitely gonna see more of a simpler version of these draping fabric outfits. I think they are beautiful. I love how flowy and elegant but kind of relaxed, not too over the top these dresses and these sets or clothes are. Next is the bubble hem. Bubble hems are not gonna go anywhere. This is a trend that started last year and it's still quite trendy at the moment. We also did see it a lot on the runway and I'm still seeing it a ton on stores. I've talked about the bubble hem a million times already. I personally think that it's not as timeless as just a regular skirt, but I do gotta say that there are some styles that I actually do enjoy. My favorite style is probably the mini dresses with the bubble hem, but it is a trend that I personally do not love. I'd rather spend my money on items that will be more timeless, and I think that this bubble hem, even though it's still trendy, it will die at some point. But it is cute. If you like it, definitely jump on it. Next is Fringe. Fringe is having a comeback this year. I cannot believe it, but I'm seeing Fringe more and more and more, and on the runway we saw it a ton. I'm seeing a lot of skirts in Fringe, even dresses or pants or blazers, a ton. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised how big and how fast this trend is growing. It is definitely a more modernized, more fashionable and chic way to wear fringe. The fringe that we were wearing a couple of years ago is definitely not the fringe that we are wearing now. Next is Suede. Suede is still gonna be such a trendy fabric. I'm still seeing a ton of shoes, pretty much accessories for the most part, a lot of bags, definitely jackets. We're gonna see a ton of suede jackets again for this spring. We saw a ton of suede jackets last spring, and this year they are still gonna be really trendy. So if you didn't jump on this trend last year, you can definitely still jump on it this year. Also because I think that the suede jackets, even though they are kind of trendy at the moment, I think that they are timeless pieces. Then the drop waist, this is another trend that started last year or probably 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm still seeing it a ton on the runway. I'm still seeing it a ton on stores. You guys know, if you are subscribed to this channel, that I absolutely love the drop waist dresses. They are probably one of my favorite dresses. I think that they are super flattering, so chic and stylish and classy and elegant and timeless. I am obsessed and I am really happy that they are still really trendy. If you see them on the runway, that means that they are still gonna be trendy. And let me tell you, we saw it a ton on the runway. So I'm really happy about this. I have a couple of drop waist dresses in my closet already, but honestly, I still want more because, as I said, I think that they are super flattering. I think they look good on everyone, and it's probably one of the dresses that right now I'm most excited to wear when spring and summer arrives. Straight and skinny jeans. A lot of people talk about the comeback of skinny jeans, and I do have to disagree. I've talked about this before. I think that we are gonna see more of a straight jean. It is true that we are moving away from a really wide leg jean, not pants, jeans. The really wide leg, really oversized jeans, they are not that popular anymore. They are not trendy whatsoever, and we are definitely going for more of a thinner leg, definitely a straighter jean. I have seen some people rock skinny jeans, but the only skinny jeans I've seen on people that actually look good in an outfit are when they are styled with a high knee pair of boots. So if you own a pair of skinny jeans already and if you want to wear them, definitely go for it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a pair of skinny jeans. I'd rather buy a pair of straight jeans that are way more timeless, that I know are gonna last forever in my closet, and I know that are not a trendy piece. Micro shorts is another type of bottoms that were quite trendy last year, and they are still not going anywhere. And personally, I think that we are gonna see them a lot for spring and summer in stripes and in cute little patterns, in bold colors, and specifically these ones that are kind of knit fabric or even swimsuit fabrics. I think they look super cute. My favorites are definitely the striped ones, and this is a trend that we are definitely gonna see more towards the end of spring and definitely for summer. Moving on to the next category, we are gonna talk about bags. What kind of bags are gonna be trendy for this spring 2025? The first bag is the rectangular or the east to the west bags. These bags, I don't know what happened, but have exploded everywhere. This is probably the type of bag that I'm seeing the most at the moment, and the type of bag that I think we are gonna see the most for this spring and probably all year round in my opinion. There's so many brands coming out with bags like this. I think probably one of the first ones, I'm not sure if it was the first, but it was this Alaya bag that it is really popular at the moment, and then other brands started jumping on this trend. I think these bags are cute. Do I love them? Not really, but at the same time I feel like this bag is really convenient. I love my shoulder bags. I think that this is kind of a great transition between a small bag and a big bag. It's just kind of in between, and it's good to have bags like that. The other type of bags that are gonna be super trendy are the oversized and slouchy bags. We have been seeing these bags for a minute already, and they are not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. The Roma Go was the trendiest and most popular bag in this shape, but now of course we are seeing so many more brands come out with bags like this, and not only these big tote bags, just in general big and slouchy bags. We are definitely gonna see, of course, a lot of these shapes for summer with raffia bags and with other fabrics that would be more appropriate for a summer bag. Next are the belted bags. This is the type of bag, apart from the east to the west bags, that are gonna be the most trendy and the most popular for this next season. This trend is just getting started, and for this spring, this summer, and definitely for fall and winter, we are gonna see these bags so much. As always, the first brands that come out with bags like this are designer bags like Gucci, Prada, Miu Miu, Loewe, The Row, you name it. And what happens next? That all other brands just jump on the trend because they want a piece of the cake. So these bags essentially are just regular bags that have a belt, which I think goes really well with the maximalist aesthetic and even with the Western core aesthetic a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's just another trend to make people keep buying and to never stop the wheel. Would I jump on this trend if I were you? Maybe, but maybe also not. I feel like this is kind of a really trendy piece that will go out of trend. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. I feel like it's gonna last for quite a long, not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is a trendy piece that when we look back at it just 3 years from now, it's not gonna be relevant anymore. But they're cute and I do like them, do not get me wrong. Then the bag charms. Even though this is not a bag technically, it is an accessory for bags, so I'm gonna put it in the same category as bags. These charms started getting trendy last year, but I feel like they are just getting started, and this spring they are gonna be so big. I'm seeing pretty much everyone with any type of charm in their bags. I have mixed emotions with this trend. I feel like you can definitely do it in a chic and stylish way, but you could also just go a little bit too far and make it a little too tacky and cheap looking, in my opinion. So I do love some charms and I do not like others. I feel like when people go too over the top, it just looks like it's too much. But I personally really love the little animal charms. I think that those are really, really cute. So maybe this year is gonna be the year where I'm gonna jump on this trend and maybe I'm gonna get a charm like this. Let me know what you think about this trend. Do you have a bag charm or are you planning to get one for this year? Moving on to the next category, shoes. The first shoes that are gonna be extremely trendy for this spring are gonna be loafers. They started getting trendy for fall and winter, and this year is definitely the comeback of the loafer. The loafers that we were wearing a couple of years ago were more of a platform loafer. Now we are seeing more of a flat loafer, which I personally love. We are seeing them in suede, in burgundy, in black, in brown. Love them. I absolutely love loafers. If you want to jump on this trend, I suggest you get a leather pair of loafers. As many brands are coming out with loafers like this, I've been seeing a ton of polyester or kind of plastic loafers, and I think that they are not worth it whatsoever. It is much better to get a timeless design in leather, because these loafers could last for a really, really long time in your closet. They look so chic and classy and elegant, and it is such an easy way to dress up and to make your outfit look a little bit more put together. The next shoes are the Fisherman sandals. I briefly talked about this when we were talking about the Fisherman aesthetic, but I feel like these shoes deserve an honorable mention because they are gonna be the trendiest sandal that we are gonna see for this spring and probably for summer as well. There's two types of Fisherman shoes, those that are a little bit more closed and then the ones that are strappy sandals, but the strap is wider than just a regular pair of sandals. I think the sandals sandals or these shoes are beautiful. They also look really comfy. And again, I would suggest you go for a leather pair of shoes like this instead of plastic. They will last longer and you can definitely find affordable options in leather. Next are ballet flats, but we are gonna see more of a high cut ballet flat that covers your foot just a little bit more than a regular ballet flat. These are of a softer and more flexible leather. They are also often called sock shoe or slip-on shoe instead of ballet flats, but essentially are just these ballet flats that are just a little bit more high cut. We are pretty much seeing them in neutral colors, also in suede, but I think that we are also gonna see a lot of colorful ballet flats. These are type of ballet flats that were kind of trendy last year, and I think that this year they are still gonna be quite trendy. Then the low sneakers. We are still very much in love with low sneakers. There's a couple new styles that are gonna be trendy this year. The first is the Puma sneakers. I'm seeing a ton of people with these sneakers and I think that they are gonna be super trendy for the spring. Also the Onitsuka, these are a pair of sneakers that are still really trendy, and they are coming out with new colorways that people are still really enjoying. And of course the Adidas, I feel like the S72s are still gonna be super relevant, and again they are coming out with new colorways that people are enjoying a lot. So in general, a low sneaker, there's other brands as well that are coming out with really cool and fun sneakers, colorful sneakers like this. Aloha's is one of the most talked about brands when it comes to colorful sneakers like this. I think that their designs are super cute. Then are the Thong sandals and the strappy sandals. We are gonna see either a thick sandal like the Fisherman sandals or a thin strappy sandal, either thong heels or sandals, or more strappy. The raw sandals were the ones that kind of propelled this trend and make this type of shoes really trendy. And for this spring, these are gonna be the two type of sandals that we are gonna see the most and that are gonna be the most trendy. Moving on to the next category, we have accessories. The first accessories is gonna be the Statment belt. I've talked about this before, but belts are so important at the moment. Everyone is going for a Statment belt, for any type of belt. I feel like belts, I've said this a million times, but they add such a unique and special and extra detail to your outfit. They can bring back proportions or cinch in your waist if you want, and just elevate any simple outfit. So belts are gonna be one of the most important accessories for this spring. Next are the reading glasses. This type of glasses have been trendy for a little bit already, and they are still gonna be really trendy for this spring. Now we are gonna start to see them in many different shapes. As of now, the shape that we have been seeing the most were these round or oval Miu Miu glasses, but moving forward we are gonna see both square, round, small, big. Just reading glasses in general are gonna be really trendy. Next is the Maximalist jewelry. As I've said in the beginning, people are getting tired of being quiet and being simple and elegant, and we are moving towards more of a maximalist style, where more of an over-the-top style, and we are seeing that a lot with jewelry. Specifically with vintage jewelry, we are seeing a lot of stacking jewelry, mixing metals, also vintage watches. I've always loved this type of jewelry and I think that it's perfect for spring and summer. The next accessory that is gonna be super trendy for this spring are gonna be both scarves and caps. With this maximalist aesthetic, we need to accessorize, and the most accessories the better. So of course, if you can throw on a scarf on your neck or a scarf on your head or a cap, the more the merrier. So that's why these accessories are gonna be super trendy. I'm even seeing people wearing their scarves on their wrist, which I think, or even as belts, which I think look really cute. It is such a unique way to bring a pop of color or an extra detail to your outfit. And also caps for spring and summer are actually perfect. So that's it, you guys. I know that this video was a little bit long. There were so many things that I wanted to talk about, but I hope it wasn't too long for you and I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye!